What a damn day it was in Texas. Texas Motor Speedway, the NASCAR Cup Series, Auto Trader, Echo Park Automotive, 500. See, look, I got it out of my mouth. Without stumbling through it, take that, Rick Allen, even though he had to say it a million times. And Jesus, that much airtime to cover talking. I don't blame him. But first, I'm going to start off with the whole Denny Hamlin thing with, William Byron. Like, you ran him up, like, look, you let off the gas. Yeah, right when William had nowhere to go except the wall. Congratulations. You did it then. He does it to a lot of people. He did it with Danica. He's done it with everyone in the past. Notice how many times these things happen with his name associated with it. How many times can he be the one to do it? And then you saw how mad he got because Byron spun him out. And then he ran Suarez up the track and Suarez lifted so that, yeah, Suarez then lost all of his momentum and then he got to keep going. That's just what he does. So you're mad when he does it to you, that spins you out after whatever. You run another guy right up the track again, just expect him to let off because of who you are. That's my take. I've never liked him. Sorry, I liked him at the beginning. He just seems too high on himself anymore. Thinks he just should just get these things all the time. And no, my friend, you should not race people how you want to be raced. When you run people up like that all the time, twice in one race at least, and he says, well, it happens hundreds of times in the race. And I think the commentator said it too. Like, yeah, and how many of those people get put into the wall? Well, every once in a while, sure, but Denny's name pops up a lot. No one can deny that. He has a lot of entitled in him. But you get past that, I'll get to the tire things later. There was a lot of people that had really good runs that needed them. Whether we're talking about Tyler Reddick getting a win, third win of the season, eliminated last week and from the playoffs, but he got the win here. So technically a non-playoff driver won now 4 in the playoffs for the Cup Series. So that was good to see. First one on an oval, third of the season, third of his career. So good for him. Had to feel good. Justin Haley and that Kaulig team getting a third. The crew chief and them said they wanted to finish better than they're running in the points. That's a hell of a way to do it right out the gate. So congratulations to them. Eric Jones got a sixth. Brad got an eighth. And his teammate Chris Buescher, he was up there run better till he had tire issues too. And so many people had tire issues. It's just name of the game there. But Corey LaJoy got a 14th. Eric Jones' teammate Ted Dillon got a 16th, which is one ahead of his brother Austin, 17th. And then Harrison Burton in the 21 got 18th. And I will say that he ran a lot better than that. He was up there. He led laps. He led 15 of them, to be exact. He was up there. He was running way better than that right there in the top four racing with those guys for a long time until, it just came down to a war of attrition there between tires, pit strategy coming in. Like, it's just one of those deals. But if he can run like that, I'm okay with it. Most of the time you hear me complain. What do I always say? They called him up too early and he wasn't ready. And that's bad on the team. But if he can run like that, I'm okay with it. Ty Gibbs finished 20th, outdid his teammate Bubba Wallace, who finished 25th. And we got Garrett Smithley and Landon Castle. Landon finished 22nd, Garrett finished in 23rd. Good to see those runs for those guys, just like BJ McLeod in 26th. Ricky Stenhouse ran a lot better. Again, more issues. Todd Gillen, same thing. Buescher running good, same thing. Truex, first caution of the day for a tire. Loses another one, wrecked that time, and he was done. Chase Elliott wrecked on fire when he was running up there. And Kyle Busch finished dead last. He was running fourth and lost a tire. Wasn't as cool of a flame, or anything like that as Chase Elliott, but I just can't catch a break. And, that's going to shake up the points. I'll get into that throughout the rest of the week. But I did hear Rudy Fugle and a few guys and drivers and stuff during the red flag for the Lightning talking about our car isn't set up to where we have to worry about it. And then someone did mention camber and tire pressure directly as problems. When you're running it at that angle, way lower than Goodyear says, just putting all the pressure right there on the tire, putting extra pressure on it. And this one size fits all parts thing might not be helping, but when they're not listening to Goodyear, when Goodyear is saying, don't go below this, don't go over this, and they're doing it as much as, and then all this is happening. Yes, the parts are part of it, but not listening to Goodyear at all. This is like tire problems. Like, listen to them. They say, don't do this. And a lot of people said they're in the danger zone. Or again, Rudy Fugle said, well, no, we didn't set up our car the way, so we don't have to worry. And a lot of guys were saying it. Parts might be one thing, but that many tires, and you're not listening to Goodyear for the recommended lowest for air pressures, and camber, which means you're putting all the pressure on that tiny little part there. Like bad things are gonna keep happening. And again, everyone just goes right on NASCAR, the crappy parts, and this, that, and the other. But like the teams with their camber, air pressures, all the stuff they can do, like going to the extremes to make up for things they can't do, like that's causing. Well, look how many of these teams never had any problems. They're pushing it to the crazy limits. You know, especially at a place where they knew they had issues in the All Star race, especially coming out of Bristol with all the trouble they had there with everything that was up on the tire, all the pressure, all the load on them, like they were doing so much to blow them out. And then we went back to a place that we saw the problem in the All-Star race and they did nothing to try to fix it. Like that was just insane. So I mean, yes, NASCAR and the parts, they're not helping, but people, everyone needs to realize, listen to this right here. If you're listening, please share it out to other people because everyone knows racing fans. Camber and air pressure is getting run way out of what Goodyear recommends for the tires for safety purposes, so they don't blow out. Really isn't helping the situation. People should probably, I don't know, listen. That might help. Just saying, it just keeps going. And we heard people actually directly say those two things: air pressures and camber today, tonight, yeah, for the last couple of days. We'll hear it tomorrow too. They say it for weeks. Like that's not good. It's causing problems and it's screwing things up more because the tire can only take so much, yet they keep blowing out and people keep doing whatever the hell they want, which isn't, helping the situation. Don't worry, we'll still be hearing about it next week too. Today, tomorrow, yesterday, Friday, Saturday, next Wednesday. Like they're gonna keep talking about it and it's gonna keep happening until people start listening. And one size fits all again, we're not seeing some teams and they're all having the same gear, having the problems pushing stuff crazy. So we'll see. I know the parts are part of it, but not listening to the Goodyear and running whatever the hell they want. The tires, not holding together because of it. That's a large part of the problem. And I was happy to see Cody Ware after the big hit and then getting pit wall. I was glad to see he missed pit wall opening because if that extra wall wasn't there, that would have been right there, pit wall, right at the entrance into the garage. And God knows what it would have done to the 48 teams guys that were all right there on the box and behind it. So glad to see he was okay. And the matting, that piece of wall helped and that he was okay past concussions, no broken anything. So that was good to see. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, follow on TikTok. Yeah, I'll throw a lot of videos on there. YouTube for the shorts. There are a lot of YouTube shorts on there, all kinds of stuff throughout the week and from other little races here and there. So follow along. Let me know what you think. Share it out. And until we meet again, my friends, enjoy your weekend. Peace.